This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I am Nashay Taylor. The U.S. reported at least 75,000 new COVID-19 daily cases 4 times this week. This comes as the nation is facing another potential surge, partly fueled by virus variants. Here's the latest.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says COVID-19 related deaths in the U.S. are dropping, but confirmed cases and hospitalizations are on the rise. That includes people in the 18 to 25 age group.
We are seeing these increases in younger adults, most of whom have not yet been vaccinated.
Before the end of the month, all 50 states are expected to make COVID-19 shots available to everyone at least 16 years old.
I'm hopeful that we can avert, not see this fourth surge, but we will see hotspots as we're seeing throughout the nation.
Pfizer is asking the Food and Drug Administration to expand the use of its vaccine for children between 12 to 15 years old.
They've shown that in these 4,000 or so individuals, 12 to 15, that the vaccine is safe. There were no adverse safety signals, and they were really effective. Actually, they are shown to be 100% effective thus far in the trial.
If the FDA approves the emergency use authorization, it would be the only one authorized for children that young.
First of all, we need them to get the benefit of the vaccine, but also it will help us to reach herd immunity a lot faster if we don't just have to rely on adults all to be vaccinated.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A new study is shedding light on how many children were hospitalized with COVID-19 and a severe disease. CDC researchers looked at over 20,000 children who were diagnosed with COVID-19 between March 1st and October 31st. Among those, 11% had to be hospitalized, including nearly a third who experienced severe disease. A total of 747 were admitted to the ICU and 172 required mechanical ventilation. However, the study suggests that some of the children may have been admitted to the ICU as an abundance of caution and not due to disease severity. It's safe to say most of us are probably a little eager to get back to what life was like before the pandemic, but it's going to be a while before kids can get the COVID vaccine. So what precautions should fully vaccinated parents take? Health officials say vaccinated people can get together inside without masks and are giving the green light to all outdoor activities as well as domestic travel. With more variants making their way across the country, they say it's important for families to use their best judgment.
Because many of the adults are vaccinated, we have seen an epidemiological shift in the spread of the virus. It's affecting more younger people and kids now, especially now they are back in school. So I think we need to be a little bit more careful with the kids.
For more guidance from the CDC, visit our website. The new normal took one step forward inside North Dakota's Capitol building after lawmakers removed most of the COVID policies for themselves and visitors. In a vote by both chambers of the state legislature, all parts of the building controlled by the Legislative Assembly are no longer required to wear masks. This only includes the chambers, some hallways, and committee rooms. However, committee chairpersons can still request mask wearing during their hearings.
We're still asking the body to follow common sense. So even though it's no longer in Rule 805, we only have 3 weeks here to be here. Again, if you're...
Other parts of the Capitol, including the cafeteria, state Supreme Court, and other state-run agencies still have their mask requirements in place. The warm weather here in Fargo did not stop the fun for the Special Olympics of North Dakota and their polar plunge. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling was out in the sun to catch all of the action.
It was a beautiful day in Fargo as the Special Olympics of North Dakota held their annual polar plunge. And plunge they did, as numerous people partook in jumping into the water.
Having them here just means we're back and we're up and running again.
From kids to adults, people came together to raise money for the Special Olympics. They do it all for the athletes.
It's very heartwarming to be able to see their smile on their faces. It truly is. There were so many things that happened last year where all these events were shut down due to COVID, and people weren't able to get out. People weren't able to see each other and things like that and be part of groups like this. And just seeing their faces today is very heartwarming to be able to see that.
After having the event pushed back by 2 months, Director of Development Victor Meza is glad to see it come together.
Having these events means everything to us.
We do not assess fees to our athletes. So everything we raise here pays for all of our events, all their lodging, their food, their expenses to get from place to place. So just having these events just keeps our sports up and running.
They always bring in local law enforcement to judge the contestants. Clay County Sheriff Mark Enting is always down to jump in on the fun.
It is, yep. I get asked every year to do it, and I never turn it down because it's a very important event.
In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
And according to their website, they raised close to $9,000 for the athletes here in Fargo. The next Polar Plunge is set to take place on April 17th out in Williston at the Spring Lake Park. North Dakota experienced a decrease of almost 19 million visitors to the state. It's just one of the stats shown in the 2020 tourism report. It also showed a decrease of about $500 million in visitor spending in the state last year. That's almost a 32% decrease, amounting to hundreds of millions in tax dollars as well.
Of course, during the pandemic, people just weren't moving around, and now we're seeing numbers, rebound and get close to back to where they were. Where we've really seen some growth is people are just interested in new places, and I think they're interested in places that they feel safe traveling.
The state also had a 50% drop in air travel and 77% loss in Canadian border crossings. Still ahead on Valley News Live at 10. Summer will be back with a chance to fill us in on the forecast.